Good afternoon, everyone. It is me again. Been trying to print my nephew a ninja mask. So this is a Ninja Gaiden mask that was on some site, but I had some problems with the support structures here. So yeah, if you look at this mask here, and I used the standard profile that came with it. I don't think I tweaked it so much. And you look at support, these are more or less, let's see, I can return those settings to the default ones that they were. There. I'll just slice it. So I was hoping there was a setting for this, like you could use I'll explain all of the things I was thinking about here. It is a massive model with over 1 million polygons. Anyway, the problem I have, you can see some of the supports are pretty okay. They have a setup distance. But then you have some of these supports, like here and here. No matter what I do, it always remain the same. So I'll just start with changing the setup distance to, let's say, 0 for that, and 28 for that. 28 should be okay. Remove the bottom layers, don't need them. When we slice it again, it should look pretty similar. Now, the reason I thought it was the set top distance is because that usually is the distance from the support to the object itself. I was thinking, okay, maybe that is it. And then you have the bottom set distance is if you have supports on the bottom. Like if you have a inside a hole, and you want to support top and bottom, but you want to print inside the hole. I think that's what that's for. And then you have top interface layers. Those are the actual, like if you want to print with PETG for easy removal, you would set those to be PETG while you print the rest as PLA. I have had a case before where I had to increase the number of layers to get up to the supports to reach them. But I tried to change that and it didn't change anything. And I also tried, I was thinking maybe top interface spacing. You know, it's the interface layer itself has a spacing, and I was just, you know, thinking out of the box, like what if the interface spacing was too wide and that caused the interface to be sort of not having enough surface to stick on or something. But I tried to set that to even down to 0. It didn't help. And for this model, when you want to remove the supports, you should have interface spacing so that it breaks off, because that combined with the top Z distance will be like, instead of squashing the plastic together, it will like barely touch it, so when you click it off, it just easily comes off. I also thought it could be the support XY distance, because if you think you have the model down here, then you, let me see if I'm on the right window, like here, you would have a certain distance from where your support is to where your object is. And I was thinking, okay, what if that is also the same in height? Maybe that is what is sort of causing it to not reach the object itself. But I tested that and it wasn't that either. I haven't tested raft layers. I don't think that matters at all. I don't think it would raft contact Z distance. What is that? Let's set that to 0.5 and see. I haven't tested that one. I would be surprised if that even had anything to say with this. Because raft is usually something that it's laying on top. Oh, sorry, it's been a long day. I'm just trying to slice it. I think the set distance here is actually the distance from the object to the raft itself. I'm not sure though, but I think that is it, so I don't think it will matter on this. In case you're wondering, I did find one way to combat this problem. I'll get to that. I just want to see if this helped. No, I did not. You can see there is still a bit of a gap here. And you can also see that the other model, like this one here, it also has a bit of a gap, which means that the top Z distance to the support is kind of big. So I'll try and reduce that to 15. Let's see if we get contact. I'm printing with a layer height of 0.2. So if you print with a layer height of 0.15, then it should only squash into the plastic about 0.05 millimeters, which makes it easy to remove. You have to remember you need to have a certain bit of contact, otherwise the supports are not going to function. But you have to think of it like an like a arch, like that, as far as I've understood. So if the nozzle is printing and you have the bottom of the half circle of the print, if the set top is too low, the surface is flat. If it's too high, it will barely touch at the edge of the circle on the supports. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can increase the let's see if I can set the interface spacing down to 2. Maybe that will create a little bit more, because currently I don't see an interface spacing at all here, which is kind of, there's no interface layers. There are no interface layers. There's supposed to be a plural there. Base pattern spacing 35. I'll remove the rafts. I don't need those. 3. Set that to 3. And I'll reduce this to 2. Normally I only take like 15 millimeters on the spacing on the supports. But these are 3 supports. I usually print with the normal square ones. Oh, sorry. If I make you all yawn this session, then I have accomplished something. Yeah, wish I had a faster computer. A 9900K doesn't cut it anymore. That looked even worse. That looked even worse. That was weird. I'll slice it there and we'll see. Now I reset the settings back. It could be that you need more supports, but I really don't think so. Because it was looking pretty much like what it did. Now what you can see here, I'm just gonna try and explain it again. You can see the edge here on the, it's kind of sharp, which means that the supports that have been painted there are not so big, and that is more or less what I have found out to be the main reason why these supports don't appear to be reaching the top. Now the gap looks kind of big, but it's not that big, but it could be more than what is tolerable for printing, so it might not actually support. So what I did was I went out in prepare view. That's the wrong one. So I go into this, and then I open this, and then I just did a. You can see here you already have some supports, but it's like barely any markings on it. Barely any markings. If I drag it down, that's probably not even showing that it's being supported. So what I did is I increased the overhang thingy here. Overhang detection like that. And then I used that. You can either fill it, but it's just the same if you use this. Then you just go in and you use the tool there to basically draw the edges. So I'm gonna do it here as well, just a little bit. I want a bit bigger. I'm gonna reduce the overhang there a little bit. And then on the other side I'll do the same. So hopefully now when I go back out, it should manage to slice that properly. There you can see. Now it's also showing the dark green is the interface layers at all, and you can also see that it is literally touching the supports. I'm gonna reduce it to 2, and I'm not gonna use bottom layers. It's easy when you don't need to use so many interface layers. It is easier to make it to break it off. Let's see how it looks like now when I have removed 2 of the interface layers and have the newly painted supports. Some of you may not like that I have the videos, it's like I'm showing you as I'm doing it, but I don't know. Don't like it, don't watch it. I just do it like this. You can always skip forward or whatever. I don't have so much time to sit and edit my videos, so it's usually very raw. I just record it and then I push it out and just put a screenshot of it. That's basically it. There. That does look better. I am gonna try and increase the distance a little bit to try and make it easier to tear off. This leads me to one of the other things I wanted to show you about the supports. There's a lot of better videos than mine that handles 3 supports and easier break off and like that. So this is just what I'm thinking about it. It's not necessarily what's correct. So yeah, if anyone knows how to fix that gap between the supports without having to repaint, even if you have small supported sections, then feel free to let me know what setting I have to change, because that would be nice. Then I don't have to paint so much, because I like to paint as few supports as possible to be able to print the model, less post work. Okay. And you can tell that it is. I'm just gonna try and bring it down a bit in the view. So let's see. It's not so easy to see how much space is really there, but you can say that this is like the outer one and this is the inner one. You can tell that there's a space here. Let's see if I can bring it down a little bit more. Leave it at 0.2, which was the original one. Yeah. I do think I'm happy with these supports. It is set to print as hollow. I think I'll increase the three. How many layers is the? Isn't there a space where you can set how many walls you want on your supports? Yeah. Anyway, if you know how to fix that setting easily, please leave a comment in the section below, and I'll update it in a video after that. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry it's a slow video today.